Angels in Chains, Zaphkiel and Shani, Episode 3.
The Angel of Saturn, Zaphkiel, Shani, and the Thrones of Karma.
What if the weight you feel isn't punishment, but a hand on your shoulder, steadying you, slowing you, so that what is truly yours can finally find you? Welcome back to Positive Vortex. In this episode, we enter the Saturnine Sanctuary, the realm of Zaphkiel, Archangel of Understanding, Cassiel, Angel of Solitude and Time, the Thrones, Keepers of Measure, and in the east, Shani, the planet god who administers cause and consequence with unblinking care. East and west, temple and desert, chant and silence. One archetype looks at us through many faces: form, limit, responsibility, and karmic law.
One Saturn's seat. Binah and the law that loves you by making you real.
In the Kabbalistic tree of life, Binah, understanding, is the dark, fertile womb that shapes raw force into form. Binah is associated with Shabbatai, Saturn, with the number 3, with the color of deep black shot through with pearl gray, the night sky that makes the stars visible. The mystical message is simple and severe. To be meaningful, life needs edges. Without boundary, there is blur. Without time, there is noise. Without cost, there is no value. When Saturn teaches, it does not flatter. It hands you a calendar, a ledger, a practice. It tells you to keep the appointment, to honor the vow, to accept the consequences that are already arriving from choices you've already made. This is not cruelty. It is mercy with a backbone. Where have you mistaken lack of boundaries for kindness, only to discover it made you smaller, not freer?
2 Zaphkiel. Archangel of Understanding, Binah's High Guardian.
The literature names the Archangel of Binah as Zaphkiel, the contemplative of God, God's watchman, the one who sees from a height so honest that illusions fall away. Zaphkiel is not sentimental. His gifts are clarity, structure, comprehension, and the creative grief that accompanies truth. Under his gaze, you discover that understanding isn't an abstract idea. It's a shape your life takes, a habit that holds, a boundary that protects, a rhythm that lets joy return on schedule rather than only by surprise. If you imagine Zaphkiel's presence, it's like entering a quiet library when you've been in a carnival for months. Dust motes, cedar, the hush of consequence. You feel seen, not judged exactly, but weighed and measured. He will not bargain with you. He will teach you to bargain with time. Practices that echo his current, gentle, secular, and doable. Finish one small task completely each day. No tabs open, no multitasking. Keep one simple vow for 40 days, bedtime, water on waking, 15 minutes of silence. Say no to something you genuinely do not have capacity to do. Feel the tremor and keep the no. Where is your yes suffering because you do not yet protect it with a real no?
3 Cassiel. Angel of Solitude, Tears, and the Long Arc.
If Zaphkiel is architecture, Cassiel is weather. In many angelologies, Cassiel presides over Saturn's slower moods: melancholy, sobriety, remembrance, patience. Cassiel does not interrupt, he companions. He is invoked by artists who labor quietly for years, by carers who show up each day without applause, by anyone who discovers that love is mostly keeping time with someone. Cassiel's medicine is the long task, the kind that doesn't perform well on social media because it isn't photogenic at the halfway mark. He asks, can you live a life that makes sense from the inside out, even if it never makes a spectacle? A Cassiel question to take into your week. What am I willing to do well even if no one ever knows I did it?
4. The thrones, karmic recorders and the grammar of measure.
Christian angelology places the thrones as a high choir who mediate divine justice, measured love. In some esoteric streams, the thrones correlate to Binah's angelic order, the Aralim, the powers that construct. Think of them as the quiet accountants of consequence, not vindictive, not sentimental, recording patterns as they are, letting reality teach because reality is the best teacher. When you feel your life holding you to account, the thrones aren't punishing you, they're mirroring you. They deliver the truth with the same gravity every time. Your outcomes are converging on your habits. Change the habit and the convergence will follow. A simple thrones practice. Once a week, log 3 columns for the day: energy in, energy out, energy waste. Not to obsess, just to witness. You'll see where your life leaks. You'll see what feeds you. You'll see what quietly multiplies your strength.
5. Shani Dev. Eastern Saturn, icon, myth, and the yantra of consequence.
Cross the cultural bridge into the Sanskrit world, and Saturn becomes Shani Shanai Shkara, the slow mover. Shani is dark, deliberate, and unblinking. His vahana, vehicle, is the crow or raven, scavenger and sentinel. His metal is iron. His day is Saturday. His gem is blue sapphire, worn cautiously in traditional astrology. His grain is black sesame. Where he casts his drishti, gaze, things become heavier, slower, more exact. It is not a curse, it is an audit. Mythic parentage. Shani is often called son of Surya, the sun, and Chaya, shadow. The symbolism is elegant. Time, sun, begets consequence, Saturn, with shadow, what we do not see at first. Everything you hide grows a timeline. Iconography. Black-blue form, staff, sometimes a noose seated on a crow. Archetypal signs of measure, restraint, and relentless witness. Mantra and yantra. Devotees intone Om Sham Shanicharaya Nama and contemplate a Shani yantra, a geometric seal that focuses mind on patience, restraint, and karmic repair. These are devotional forms, not mechanical hacks. They work by shaping attention and intention over time. What would change if you treated every Saturday as an appointment with your future self?
6. Tales of Trial. Vikramaditya, Nala and Damayanti, and Hanuman's boon.
Shani's teaching arrives as story so that we can feel it, not just think it. King Vikramaditya and the Ring of Reversal. One famous tale has the legendary king boasting he fears no planet's influence. Shani exacts a lesson. The king is reduced to wandering poverty, accused unjustly, laboring as a menial worker. Years pass. Yet Vikramaditya remains just, restrained, and gracious. When Shani finally reveals himself and restores the king's station, the teaching is spoken plainly. Character under constraint is the measure of sovereignty. Nala and Damayanti, Mahabharata. King Nala is afflicted during Shani's period. He loses his kingdom to gambling and wanders in exile. Through humility, service, and endurance, he returns to wisdom and is restored. The message is tender and stern. Misuse of talent attracts Saturn's schooling. Fidelity to Dharma ends it. Hanuman's boon. A beloved folk motif tells of Hanuman rescuing Shani or humbling his pride. In gratitude, Shani grants that the devout who sincerely remember Hanuman are relieved of Saturn's harsher edges. The lesson isn't magical loophole, it's balance. Courage and devotion soften karma because they align us with service. Which part of your story is in a Shani chapter? Slow, heavy, exact. What posture could turn this chapter from punishment into apprenticeship?
7. Rituals of Shani, humble, ethical, grounded.
Across India, you'll find Shani temples, Tirunallar in Tamil Nadu, Shani Shingnapur in Maharashtra, where Saturdays are alive with lamps, sesame oil, and long queues of quiet hope. Traditional observances, which you should approach respectfully and within your own path, include Dana, charity. Offering food, clothing, or money to those in need, particularly on Saturdays, redirects the current of consequence. Giving is a structural antidote to selfishness. Seva, service. Physical work that benefits others without reward, cleaning a shrine, feeding animals, volunteering, trains the body to love limits. Fasting or restraint. Simple meals or abstention from indulgences 1 day a week sets a rhythm of voluntary limit that makes involuntary limits easier to bear. Sesame and iron. Traditional offerings of black sesame seeds or lighting a sesame oil lamp symbolically acknowledge the density of Saturn's element and invite steadiness. Translated into a secular register, these become weekly habits. Give, serve, simplify, and light a small flame for your future. The point is not to buy off fate. It is to become the kind of person who can steward power without harming yourself or others.
8. Mirror work. Judeo-Christian angels and Hindu grahas.
Lay the two systems side by side and you see the same bones under different skins. Zaphkiel and Cassiel teach understanding, solitude, patience. Thrones Aralim teach measure, boundary, justice. Shani teaches cause, consequence, humility, service. One speaks with the language of angels, choirs, and sephirot, the other with deities, yantras, and grahas, planetary lords. Both are insisting on the dignity of limits. Both train the heart to stop outsourcing blame and to start owning causality. Which language moves you more, angels or grahas? Could you let the other language tutor you where your favorite metaphors grow thin?
9. Saturn as psychology. Boundaries, accountability, patience.
Bring the archetype down to ground. In psychology, Saturn work looks like boundaries that protect what you value instead of performing virtue to be liked. Accountability that is specific. I missed this deadline. Here is how I repair it. Not vague guilt. Patience that isn't passivity but time-scaled strategy. Craft over spectacle, process over dopamine. Integration of sorrow so it becomes a reservoir rather than a swamp. When you hear Saturn, think, what systems will keep my soul honest? Put them in place without waiting to feel like it.
10. A 7-week Saturn sadhana. Secular, simple, sustainable.
If you want to embody the teaching, try a 7-week cycle aligned to Saturdays. No dogma, just structure.
Week 1, Inventory.
List the 3 patterns that repeatedly cost you peace. Name one friction-free behavior that shifts each pattern by 5%. Start tiny. Bedtime, water, morning sunlight.
Week 2, boundary.
Choose one clear no. Screen-free hour, alcohol-free day, no work emails after 7 p.m. Tell someone who will hold you kindly to it.
Week 3, service.
Give 2 hours to service with no applause. Pick up litter, cook for someone, volunteer. Do it as devotion to measure.
Week 4, craft.
Choose one skill to practice daily for 20 minutes. Writing, instrument, language. Saturn loves iteration.
Week 5, repair.
Apologize once, specifically, without justification. Offer a practical amends. Feel your spine get stronger.
Week 6, simplify.
One drawer, one bill, one subscription. Close what you're not using. Clean what you touch daily.
Week 7, Sabbath.
Make Saturday a modest Sabbath. Simple food, long walk, lamp in the evening. Call someone elder and listen. Keep notes old school with dates. You're not chasing perfection. You're building gravity.
11 edge cases. When Saturn feels too heavy.
For some, Saturn season coincides with depression or grief. Go slowly. Seek support. Make the practices even smaller. Replace harsh self-talk with clear, kind structure. Remember, Saturn's best gift is not toughness, it is steadiness. If your steadiness needs medicine, therapy, or community, take them as holy tools. The Angel of Understanding smiles when you get the help that makes reality workable again.
12. The same archetype across the sky.
East to west, monastery to marketplace, the same message arrives. Your life is shaped by what you repeat. Limits are not the enemy, they are the instrument. Responsibility is not punishment, it is power you can trust. Time is not a thief, it is a craftsman. Zaphkiel weighs your words and hands you brevity. Cassiel sits with you until tears become water for seeds. The thrones square your workbench. Shani knocks on Saturday and asks simply, "Are you ready to become someone the future can rely on?" Name one thing your future self is begging you to start, and one thing they are begging you to stop. Put those on the calendar before you do anything else today.
Final thoughts. The crown that doesn't need applause.
Saturn's halo is not glitter. It is a ring of vows. When you wear it, you do not need to announce anything. People feel the weight of your yes. You stop over-promising and under-delivering. You reclaim your mornings. You release drama because you're too busy building a life that doesn't require it. And in the quiet, without fanfare, something like grace gathers around your edges. The angels of understanding and solitude take their seats. The crows keep watch. The ledger balances. The world becomes carryable, and so do you. If this episode steadied you, like it so more seekers can find it. Subscribe to Positive Vortex and turn on the bell so Saturn's Saturdays find you right on time. Share this with one person who's ready to swap drama for discipline. If you'd like to support this work, tap thanks or join. Your support helps us keep crafting long-form, ad-light journeys into the mystical heart of things. Until next time, keep the appointment, honor the boundary, and let the slowest planet teach you the quickest way home.